Yo, what up, y'all? Thank y'all so much for dropping by, man. I'm just about to dive right into it and talk about this Black Myth Wukong drama. Now, I don't want to hear all this bull crap about it's the Xbox Series S. Okay, we ain't trying to hear that. Okay, Black Myth, Game Science, or whoever. We already know Sony locked this game down from Xbox like they money hat and do all these exclusive backdoor deals with all these other games like Spider-Man, X-Men, Wolverine, Venom, Miles Morales, They do exclusive map packs with Call of Duty, Harry Potter, and so many more. Even Square Enix. From them locking down Final Fantasy to PlayStation, PS5, and PS4 and downs for so long, the game just ain't selling. Why do you think Square Enix is going multi-plat with Final Fantasy, man? Because they already know that's where the money at. The game has to be multi-plat in order to see this money come back because it costs so much to make these AAA bangers now. We already know that. So for all these journalists out here, all this gaming media, lying and covering up for Sony, that's all cap, man. We already know Sony did an exclusive backdoor deal. The news article already came out, already seen it. They already say, okay, Black Myth, we know they did a time exclusive deal with Sony. Like, they know Xbox can't talk about it. Of course they can't talk about it. But it's real funny how they say that the Series S is the problem, but yet and still you can still play Black Myth on Steam Deck, ROG Ally. Okay, the game came out broken and buggy on the PS5, and I think it even probably was broken and buggy on PC too on launch. So how is the Xbox Series S holding it back, or X, or you trying to make it for that console is holding you back, but yet and still it came out all broken and buggy or whatever on the PS5? It wasn't running up to par is what I'm saying. It wasn't running smooth. The game looked horrible on PS5 when it first dropped. But you want to play this blame game, and yet and still you got stabbed in the back by Sony. You thought you was gonna get Game of the Year, they gave it to Astro Bot. So you actually shot yourself in the foot. Game Science, he trying to be greedy and grimy just like Sony and get on that money train, get to the bag. Yeah, trust me, I get it. We all gotta eat. Okay, these studios, they go under if they don't get paid. But why are you just gonna release it on one console? You don't think the gaming industry already knows that? Already the gamers? You don't think we know when a game is not released multi-plat, that it's already been locked down by one or the other, whether Nintendo does it, Xbox does it, PlayStation does it, PC does it, whoever. If a game doesn't release multi-plat and you already came out and said that it was multi-plat, 9 out of 10, bro, it was already locked down for a timed exclusive deal. Hopefully it's not 2 years. That would be, oh man, that would probably really hurt them. Like, hopefully it's only 6 months to a year. I don't think they should have came out like that, because now this is leaving a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Now, I even looked at some comments. One guy, he say, man, I don't even know if I even want to play this game now. Bro, that's kind of sad, bro. You got diehard fans that want to really, this game looks very interesting. It's different, like an adventure, beat 'em up type, Souls type game that everybody wanted to get their hands on, and Sony knew that. They knew that. They knew they didn't have no games ready. They know the PS5 ain't gonna have no games ready. They ain't got no games right now. They have to lock down third-party games, multi-plat games, to make it look like PS5 have games. It's the illusion that the fanboys can run with, the ponies can run with, and say, oh, well, we got games that y'all ain't got right now. Even though it's coming to the Xbox, you know what I'm saying, and probably cloud gaming, they still have that. They still can take that and run with it, And I'm just thinking, okay, fine, cool. You said don't run on a Series S. They have a new thing, a new stream your games anywhere now in Game Pass. Why isn't this game available to purchase and stream anywhere through the cloud? Because any game can play through the cloud. I don't care how technical the game is, how graphically enhanced the game is, how great the game looks. You still can stream it through the cloud. Now you definitely have to have a good internet connection, but you can stream your games anywhere through Game Pass. So why haven't this game dropped in the Game Pass first? okay, and then become purchased. You can purchase it later. Where's the excuse there? See, there's no excuse. So you can play Black Myth. You can play Black Myth Wukong on the PS5, the PC, the Steam Deck that's way more underpowered, you know, than the console. Far as I know, it's way more underpowered. Like, I don't know if it's have the same chips in it as the console, but I'm gonna have to go back and check. But if you can play it on a Steam Deck, how can't you optimize this to play for the Xbox consoles? But it can be on everything else. And far as I know, when Black Myth was released, it was on a less powerful PS5 than the Pro. It wasn't even released with the Pro. It was released on the last generation, of the PS5, the first one, the one that's always been brokey and buggy, the remake station, the frame drop plastic box, that one. You know what I'm saying? But they saying that it's the best thing since sliced bread, and it's just so much more powerful than the Xbox. It's just no comparison. That's all hype. That's all cap. Okay, it's a marketing pitch that Sony uses, that the studio uses to hype the game up, to make it seem like, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And it's real funny that God of War looked just as good as this game, but it can run on the PS4. That's crazy to me. Spider-Man, even Miles Morales, that game looks amazing, but it can run on the PS4 and the PS5. This don't make no sense to me. Like, this don't make no sense. That's how we knew it's an exclusive backdoor deal done there. Like, there's no excuse. Xbox has studios that can come out and help. Sony, from what I heard, Sony actually had people to come help work on the game to get this game polished and ready to go on launch. And that's kind of probably how they got the exclusive deal done. Well, a favor for a favor, right? If I'm going to help you finish making your game, building your game, and polishing it up and send my people over there, we're going to need something in return. And what are you going to get in return? A timed exclusive deal that they love to do. These money hats, they throw a little money in the piggy bank now, and they share the money when they get sales later. So that's crazy that we are experiencing this still going on in the gaming industry, and hopefully this stops. I think a game should just be exclusive. If you're not gonna release it on everything, because very few games hit after it's a timed exclusive behind it. Like, it's no more hype. Do you see the roadmap for Xbox? They're not even thinking about Black Myth right now. Only how they got clout is because somebody mentioned it. Like, where is this game at? Where the hell is Black Myth at now? It's done been too long. Y'all ain't said nothing about this game. And then now the studio is getting upset because their backs are against the wall. They don't want nobody not to like them. So now they get defensive and just lash out and blame the Xbox Series S when we know it's all cap. They have to cover for Sony because they got an exclusive deal done. Now, when the game comes out finally after 6 months or a year or in between, whenever they decide to release it, then we will know if it truly was an exclusive deal, because you're gonna know. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, the math ain't mathing. Something ain't right. Somebody is gonna find out that this was an exclusive deal. Like, it's like, okay, now you're probably gonna lose some fans because of that, and they're gonna feel some type of way, because the gaming industry stick together. They gotta understand, whenever somebody rock with the blue team, the red team, or the green team, that's who they rock with. You ain't finna change their mind. Who are you gonna change? You're gonna say, okay, if Black Myth Wukong doesn't come out within exactly 6 months to a year, if it's a 2-year exclusive, how much hype is this game really gonna have? And somebody's gonna have to answer for that, because it shouldn't take this long to optimize. 2 years. It shouldn't take 2 years to optimize a game, or a year. It shouldn't take that long. Like, Xbox got the bag to pay, more than willing to send some of their first party studios over there. Clearly, you can see Hellblade 2 and Indiana Jones have already been announced to have some of the best graphics in the gaming industry already, next to Fable and Perfect Dark that's coming down the pipeline. And Gears of War. So you have all these studios, first party studios, even Activision. Bethesda, who do you want? Who do you need help from? Game Science, who do you need help to help you run Unreal Engine 5 or whatever? Even Epic, whoever you need, whoever Xbox has to pay you to get this game out. What do you need? You ain't saying nothing, you just lashing out. But you don't want no help from Xbox, right? Because you did a timed exclusive deal, so Sony is gonna push it back to 6 months to a year. You ain't keeping it real with the people. And you know the gaming industry already know. You know, they got insiders that can find out if that's an exclusive or not. And it's going to come out one day. These insiders are going to come out and tell us, hey man, listen, we got concrete evidence that Sony is still doing these little greedy, grimy, shady backdoor deals behind Xbox back. And then with his game science gonna come out and say, oh well, you know, they did help us with the game. Why you just ain't come out and say it in the first place, you jackass? You Decepticon? Why are you gonna breadcrumb the entire fan base and keep, you know, pulling this thing out and keep dragging this thing along and keep saying that it's the Xbox Series S, and just instead of coming out being honest with the people? That's all they ask. Come out and be honest with the people, man. You don't rock with Xbox like that. Y'all have all been groomed since little kids to fall in love with PlayStation. As soon as you are born and coming out your mother's womb, you just put a PlayStation in your lap. You know what I'm saying? Just admit you groomed to love PlayStation. You just like the rest of these ponies out here that don't respect nobody but PlayStation, but they're blinded. We got a cool guy. One fan came out. It's a guy that a PlayStation fan that just comes out, and he just came out of nowhere, and he just said, yo, I've been lied to since the early 2000s about Xbox, how terrible it is. It was trash. It was this, that, and the third. This was wrong with it. That was wrong with it. And he said when I think his wife bought him an Xbox Series X because of things like Skyrim, 6 or something, Skyrim 6 and Fallout 5, games like that, big time bangers that they may not come to the PS5. And he tried the Xbox for the first time ever, fell in love with it. Loved it. He's like, it got quick resume, they have all these bangers, he got a Game Pass for like 2 years up front, he don't have to buy no games, every game dropped day one in the Game Pass. This is what the ponies have been holding back from him. The Sony pony fanboys have been lying to this man for all these years, and now he finally found out the truth, and now he's exposing them because they won't do it. He was the only one to finally get out the barnyard. He broke out of the barnyard. Free, eyes free. And now he got a taste of that Game Pass day one, them AAA bangers dropping day one. I think when Hellblade 2 and Indiana Jones and Starfield dropped day one, and even Power World, a lot of people can't forget that Power World as well. That's when everybody knew Game Pass was the place to start moving to and start switching over through PC and Xbox and cloud gaming, even on your mobile phones, your tablets, your televisions now, your laptops. You can play anywhere. You can't do that with Sony. And that's what we're trying to tell Black Myth. Black Myth Wukong, you are making a terrible mistake by doing that. Maybe 5 to 7 years ago, you couldn't see the vision. You didn't see what Uncle Phil and Xbox was doing. From here on out, if you are going to make a Black Myth Wukong 2, your game needs to go everywhere. Your game needs to go everywhere. It needs to be on the cloud. It needs to be on PC, Game Pass, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, the Xbox, Nintendo, the Switch. Put it everywhere. Bro, the next game that you make, because you already have an install base now. You have a fan base. You have people, okay, they rock with the game. They like the game. But we don't like all the drama and the controversy behind it. It's making it seem like you already chose a side. And it's just like, okay, we're going to breadcrumb the Xbox fan base. And it's still a big fan base. You know what I'm saying? Especially through the cloud now. They can reach over 500 million plus people through Amazon, Fire Stick, through the Samsung TVs, through mobile. How many people have a PC? It's billions of them out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to expand your fan base. You can't just think small-minded. See, when Sony put the bag in front of them, think about it. You got upfront money. And when you have upfront money, it's like, man, what do I do? Sony's bringing me, let's say they brought them 20 mil, 30 mil, 50 million upfront money to help with the game. And they brought some of their studio over there that's tempting to an up and coming studio. Like they don't know the game yet. Sony been in these gaming streets for a long time. They've been in the 90s. That's how they knocked Sega off the map. You know what I'm saying? Because they already knew. They already knew. You know what I'm saying? They already knew, man. Sony knew that. Sony knew. They knew, man. They knew. It was like, man, listen, when we go to them now, we're gonna, it's like you're teasing somebody. They already mastered that. We're market leaders. You know, we have the biggest install fan base. We have all the clout you need. Just let us make this game time exclusive. We ain't got no games for the next 5 to 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna lock this down. And you see what happened. Square Enix finally woke up. Square Enix said, hey man, we're gonna crash and burn. This is a sinking battleship over here at Square Enix. We ain't trying to be like Ubisoft and lost $10 billion. So that video is coming up on those woke bastards over there. So it's like, y'all already, man, listen, man, that was just stupid. Just stupid, bro. Like what the moves that Ubisoft is making, game science, don't follow behind Sony. Don't follow behind Ubisoft, man. Do you. Just do you. Don't be lashing out at the fan base because we're saying, man, we know you capping and you got called out. You got to take that L. So I'm going to leave right there, man. You guys already know what to do. Make sure you smash that like, you know what I'm saying, subscribe button, click that notification bell so you can stay notified on all of the new latest and greatest news out here in these gaming streets.